White people have always hated me, and when I was younger, they tried to get me to kill myself. And that's not an exaggeration. Like, I would literally show up to high school and get texts from random phone numbers, other white women in my class. Why? Because I was always the nice person who refused to join in on the bullying, and because of that, that made myself a target. Someone even made a song about me calling me freshman pussy because I wouldn't have sex with this older white boy. And again, he physically assaulted me as well. But this is just to show that white supremacy is literally harmful for everyone. And while I went through was not even close to as bad as what racism is like, I need white people to understand that there is hierarchy in white supremacy, and if you don't perfectly align with them, if you don't perfectly say the right thing, if you don't hate on minorities as much as they do, if you're neurodivergent or differently abled or disabled, you are going to be on the low end of the totem pole, and they are going to cast you out. In white supremacy, there is no solidarity. Even me, I have white skin, but because I speak out against white supremacy, people are actively planning to kill me right now. I've had multiple death threats. I am not a stranger to this type of thing. So stand up against racism and stop being a little bitch, because again, skin color does not determine anyone's worth or value. Do the right thing, even if it makes you a target, and stop being a coward.
So what y'all think about that? They sung happy birthday the right way. Those children was happy to sing happy birthday to Legend. I think that's the little boy's name. She came back as a teacher and sung happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You look like a monkey, and you also smell like one too.
Happy birthday to you. You live in the zoo. You look like a monkey, and you smell like one too. Woo! Give a clap, everybody. Happy birthday, Legend.
A teacher singing this, recording this, putting this on the internet for people to see, right in front of our face. If I was the mother, I would be so hurt that my child even had to go through that. That is so unnecessary. And if I was a mother, I want her fired, and I want to make sure she never, ever, ever, ever teach again. Nowhere, don't even be nowhere around children. How evil and low down and dirty that was to do that to that little boy on his birthday. Something he will never forget. With the rest of the children back there smiling and laughing. And the other little boy, little black boy that's sitting on the side to the back, he knew that was wrong. Why would you do that to somebody's children? But remember, what goes round, come back around. I couldn't do that to nobody's child. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. J-Lo. Am I pissed off? I'm very pissed off. Y'all be blessed.
I was talking to a black guy today, and we had a great conversation, and I learned so much from him. We were talking about dating, and that like when he goes out on dates with women who are not black, he always asks them, have you been with a black guy before? And I got defensive, and I was like, yo, what's the relevance of that? Like, you're on a date. Like, why would you ask them about their past? Like, that's hella cringe. He's like, let me finish. I look for the answer of, I only date black men. And I was like, oh, why? He's like, because a lot of women who are not black have a fetish because of the stereotypes of black men. And I was like, oh shit. He's like, and especially older white women who couldn't get married or be with a black man when they were younger because of the rules and shit and all that racism and whatever. And as they got older, black men have become that forbidden fruit, right? So they want to try it because of the stereotypes, like that they have a long john, as Jamaicans say. I was like, oh shit, 90-day fiance, bro. All these old ass white women are always with a Nigerian, with a Moroccan, with a Jamaican, with anyone who's black from Ghana. And I'm like, oh shit. Oh shit. You are absolutely correct. Fuck. It's crazy, bro. The more you talk to people, the more you learn.
This person said white people didn't create racism. Here's why that's not true. If you look back, white people were already trying to enslave Native Americans, but it didn't work since they already knew the land too well and they were already fighting back. The growing amount of land they were gaining and the labor needed, they had to find a way. They were looking to places like Africa. And when they got there, they already discovered that Africa already had slaves, which was like a caste system. It wasn't the same as chattel slavery, but it was like if you had a debt or something. And again, it was only like few tribes doing this. It was not all of Africa selling black people. Africa trying to stay away from like war and conflict, they decided to sell some slaves, which is where racism finally comes from, because that's what white people created just to justify slavery. This is why I say all the time, white people can theoretically experience racism, but it's not the same as other POC, since y'all literally created it just to enslave black people. But hey bro, knowledge is power. Y'all stay safe.
All right, baby. Point to the doll that has the beautiful skin. Okay, good. Point to the doll that has the ugly skin.
This one for sure.
All right, point to the doll that has the beautiful hair.
Oh, this one for sure.
Beautiful doll, that beautiful hair. Looks like yours, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and mine's and mommy's. Point to the doll that has the ugly hair.
This one.
That one for sure. Point to the doll that has a beautiful face.
This.
I agree. And point to the doll that has a ugly face.
Oh.
Point to the doll that is very gorgeous.
This one for sure. She's very gorgeous.
And point to the doll that is hideous.
This.
Good job. Thanks, baby.
Wait. Before, see white people? Now you're learning from the school, because black people are beautiful and white people. You just jealous because you don't want to admit that we're God's people.
That's right. Well said, baby.
Show this video to any and everyone that says that black people cannot be racist. This right here just proves that racism is taught. The comments under his video were so vile. Yes, our future is bright. Sounds like my kids. This has to continue. Mind you, he's liking all of these comments. So proud. One comment specifically is just wild to me. It says, they did it to us for centuries. 191 likes. One, if you learn the history of America, you'd learn that a small percentage of white people owned slaves. Black people owned slaves as well. Thankfully, there were actually a lot of black people in the comments speaking out against this ridiculousness. Some saying, I'm black and this is definitely racist. I'm black, but this is not okay to teach your daughter to be brought up like this. How do you expect to move forward? This video was so hard to watch because personally, my own father is a super racist individual. He's part of the Nation of Islam, and this was taught to me as a child. And by the grace of God, my mom got out of that terrible relationship. My mom found Christ, and she never ever raised us to be racist or to view one person's skin pigment as less than. And I'll never forget the last time I spoke to my dad about 6 years ago. I wanted to reach out and see if maybe he changed, right? Spoiler alert, he didn't. I'll never forget what he said. He said, white people are the devil. And that just crushed my spirit. My own biological father has so much hatred in his heart. That's when it really dawned on me how much of a stronghold the devil has on people, Black Americans, to have so much hatred in their heart for white people. Racism causes so much division and hatred. I can never associate myself with anyone that has that much hatred in their heart, even my own father. But yeah, I never have had hatred in my heart towards white people, and I never can. I just pray for every single person that has hatred in their heart.
Racism sucks. So one small thing I can do is educate myself and look for my own blind spots. I'm at the Lincolnville Museum in St. Augustine, Florida. Lincolnville is a community that was settled by formerly enslaved people after emancipation. There's so much history here.
Almost 500 years of history.
Yeah.
So there were conquistadors and there were free black people here before the Civil War. What do we do with this contraband?
So they call people who ran away from slavery contraband.
Right.
They refer to the people as contraband.
Right.
When you say that emancipation was read, do you mean people like stood up in public and read
They
it?
stood up, General, I can't remember his name, but he read it at a Methodist church here.
Can you imagine sitting in church and somebody stands up and reads basically a message from the President of the United States, the Emancipation Proclamation? Quite a moment.
It is.
Named after President Lincoln.
Right. So it wasn't the name that it initially.
What did they name it initially?
There wasn't really no name, and so
Yeah.
the people called it Little Africa, but that's what they call every black settlement. They called every place Little Africa because black people were living there. So
Sigh.
this is his actual arrest record that's here. That's a part of our archives here in this museum, and that's an actual section of the Woolworth counter that was on King Street that we participated with the Community Remembrance Project to recognize those who have been victims of lynching in America. And so we had this one person, his name was Isaac Barrett, and our marker was actually stolen when we installed it.
Stolen by someone who didn't want it up.
Right.
There must be some sense deep inside of whoever stole that sign that it's wrong to try to erase that history, but they do it anyway because it means they have to own up to it. I'm trying to understand what's the mentality of somebody that would see something like this and try to erase it.
I don't know if I really want to understand the mentality, but you can't erase the history of the fact that all of these people were killed, because when you forget about that, you'll have things happening. I don't know what we're going through in current events, but you don't recognize that that has signs of something that's happened in the past.
Yeah. It hits me in the feels when I realize the things that people have gone through, things that white people have done to people of color, violence and the hate and all the ways that suffering has been created for what? For our ignorance? Because we didn't understand people enough? Because we thought we were better than them? Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
You can answer or not. People hating because of skin color. It gives me a sick feeling in my stomach, and I don't understand it. But that's me. I've never had to deal with that directly in my life ever. So what does it feel like to live with that and sometimes be directly affected by it?
Yeah, we don't have enough time right here for me to really go into that. But I can tell you that it's always a presence of mind, that there is acknowledgement that things can go wrong, you know, that you're looking over your shoulder. Do I trust you? You know, and that is not a place where you want to be. That's not a place where we're supposed to live. Constant, you know, concern of somebody trying to do you harm. It affects the health of people as well.
When we're posting on social media or talking to people, if we can just pause for a minute and think about some of the context, or think about what that situation might be for somebody else, or just acknowledge that we don't have the whole picture. And I think if we can remember that a little bit more often, we can have a lot better conversations about these difficult issues. There's a dozen or more sites you can visit on the Black Heritage Trail, and it's all really well preserved, and there's so many rich stories to absorb. I highly recommend.
Excuse me, sir. You smell quite nice for an Indian man.
What's that?
You smell quite nice for an Indian man.
I smell quite nice.
Yes, you don't smell like curry.
Is that intended to be a compliment?
Yes, quite.
It's actually not.
No.
No, that's odd.
You smell quite nice for an Indian man.
Okay, that's very odd the way you say that. Maybe you want to revise the way you say that.
Just look at her. This is her. It's literally a little kid, just trying to get attention online by insulting others. Ninjas will act like the toughest motherfuckers in the world until you ask them to swim in 5 foot of water. So we can clearly see she's not just racist towards one people. That's her whole page. Ruining your life at that age, that's just sad. And he's a better man than me. I would have not been this nice. But he's trying to be a good example in front of his kids, so I understand.
I've been getting a lot of racist DMs since I posted my You Black Girls video that's going viral. And I want y'all to know that the N-word does not hold the power that y'all think it is. Okay, we are not in the Jim Crow era. No disrespect to my grandparents. But nobody on the internet with a fake page is making me cry. Oh my gosh, you called me the N-word. I don't care. I feel like it offends y'all. Like, I feel like white people would be more offended if they got called the N-word than me as a black person. It does not hold weight. I'm so sorry that y'all are like doing that, right? And if I was somebody that didn't have thick skin, I would have been got off the internet. I have videos with 5 million views. I do not care. And you can go down my page. You will not find a single video where the comments are off. I don't delete comments. I don't do none of that. Okay, I'm not going back and forth in DMs because it doesn't pay me anything. I'm leaving the comments on because y'all are running up the RPM. When I see y'all in the comments, I don't give a damn if it's racist. The only thing that I'm thinking when I see y'all in the comments is this video is about to pay me. I've been refreshing the freaking creator rewards program all freaking day because I want to see how much I made off that video. I want to see how much more since yesterday. I do not care. It's a lot of people think that they can bully people off the internet because it's worked. For some people, y'all bully them, they turn off their comments, they delete the videos. It will never be me. It will never be me because I'm all about that check. And so ain't no comments getting turned off, no videos getting deleted, restricted, privated. I'm not blocking, no comments, none of that. Run that RPM up, please.